Welcome to U-Turn in the Morning. Today's scripture reading is from Acts chapter 27, verses 1 to 25, where we find Paul accompanied by a Roman centurion and other passengers heading for Rome by ship, verse 9. When considerable time had passed and the voyage was now dangerous, Paul began to admonish them and said to them, "Men, I perceive that the voyage will certainly be with damage and great loss, not only of the cargo and the ship, but also of our lives." But the centurion was more persuaded by the pilot and the captain of the ship than by what was being said by Paul. Because the harbor was not suitable for wintering, the majority reached a decision to put out to sea from there. But before very long, there rushed down from the land a violent wind called Eurykilo. And when the ship was caught in it and could not face the wind, we gave way to it and let ourselves be driven along. Running under the shelter of a small island called Clauda, we were scarcely able to get the ship's boat under control. The next day, as we were being violently storm-tossed, they began to jettison the cargo, and on the third day they threw the ship's tackle overboard with their own hands. Since neither sun nor stars appeared for many days and no small storm was assailing us, from then on all hope of our being saved was gradually abandoned. For this very night an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve stood before me, saying, "Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand before Caesar, and behold, God has granted you all those who are sailing with you." People can disappoint us, circumstances can bring pain, and our own limitations can leave us feeling frustrated and overwhelmed. Jesus told his disciples that troubles are a part of life, and Scripture gives us many examples of this truth. Hannah longed for a child but could not conceive. As time passed, her hope began to fade and sorrow filled her heart. Paul found himself caught in a violent storm at sea. Despite his warning, the ship sailed into danger and everyone on board faced the threat of losing their lives. David was relentlessly pursued by King Saul, who sought to take his life. In his distress, David even cried out, wondering if God had forgotten him. Yet in each of these situations, there is a powerful common thread. They prayed. Hannah poured out her heart to God, and in doing so, she found renewed hope as she entrusted her future to him. Paul encouraged those around him, reminding them to take courage because God would deliver them. David chose to lift his eyes beyond his circumstances and focus on God's unfailing love. These stories remind us that time spent with God has the power to lift us out of hopelessness. When we turn to him, our focus shifts from our problems to his promises, from our pain to his love. So whatever you are facing today, bring it before the Lord.